Hey guys, if you are watching the replay, you know the drill. Fast forward just a minute or two while we wait for people to funnel in. Today we are going to be talking about should I stay or should I go, and how to eliminate the feeling of guilt you get when leaving a toxic relationship and how those can be so addictive. And if you hadn't seen it before, we did a video on toxic relationships and the damage that they can do to you. So today we're going to dive a little bit more in depth with that. Hey everyone here. Today we're going to talk about toxic relationships and how we feel super guilty when leaving them, or feeling like guilty when leaving a relationship in the first place, and how to reconcile when somebody's being very, very toxic in our lives. So hey everybody here, just giving like 1 second for people to funnel in, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with the topic. And yeah, this is going to resonate with a lot of you because I get these random downloads, guys, for doing these live streams. And usually what happens in my life resonates with my clients' lives. So you know what? Let's go ahead and get started. So the other day I was crying over my own situation, and a friend gave me a really good story. His name is Ryan Wagner. He's going to be speaking at the Year of the Man Summit. The link is in my bio for that. Free summit for men. And I asked him if I could use this story for content, because I find myself, and many of you will find yourself, in these positions where you really, really love someone. You really love someone, so you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. So you're giving them the benefit of the doubt, but they're not keeping their word, or they're betraying you, or they're just not nice to you, dude. They just keep doing things that their words don't align with their actions. And what happens to us a lot of the time is when we really love someone and we're someone who is very compassionate or very empathetic, we want to give them the benefit of the doubt so much that we overstep our own needs, and we suddenly start mistaking abuse for love. Or we suddenly start mistaking that mistrust or that disingenuous action for love. So here's the story that I'm going to tell you, because this really helped me put it into perspective. You're eating at the lunch table, and you're like a kid at the lunch table, right? And you're eating vanilla ice cream, and you fucking love this vanilla ice cream. It's like so good to you. You're like, dude, I love this vanilla ice cream. And then a bully comes by, and they're like, yo, you're a freaking loser. How could you eat vanilla? Vanilla's so plain. That must mean you're plain. You're so boring. And so you feel so bad about yourself all of a sudden, because you're like, oh my God, how could I be all these things just because I'm eating this ice cream? But like, I guess I'll stop eating this ice cream because, you know, they're telling me that I'm a piece of crap for it, right? And you might not think that. If it was just a random bully in the lunchroom, you might be like, screw you, eat your chocolate, go pound sand, right? But the thing with toxic relationships is the bully isn't a stranger. The bully was your best friend. And so every day, for a month, for the whole year, for 5 years, for 12 years, you've been sitting at the lunch table with your best friend, and you've always eaten vanilla ice cream, and they've never said anything about it before. Or maybe they've said a little things about it before, but over time, it just kind of got more and more and more and more about this vanilla ice cream, and suddenly it was like your best friend was saying all these things about your vanilla ice cream and how horrible you were about eating it. And you, because you love your best friend, and because there's like this foundation of this is my best friend and I'm loyal and I'm committed to them and I value and respect them and respect their opinion, I start thinking badly about myself. Because if they think that vanilla ice cream is this, then it must reflect something bad about me. And then they start saying bad things about me when I eat the vanilla ice cream. So I guess it must be true, right? Because they're my best friend, right? They're my partner, right? So you start to stop eating vanilla ice cream. You're like, you know what? I'm not even going to eat the vanilla ice cream anymore. It's fine. But then they pick on you for eating yogurt. And they say, why are you eating yogurt? And you start to realize within this story that it's not about the vanilla ice cream, and it's not about you. It's the fact that a bully is a bully. And it doesn't matter what you do, how much you change yourself, how much you adapt yourself to the situation, that bully is going to bully. But the trick our mind plays on us is the fact that we think that we can change the bully by changing what we're eating or changing ourselves or just being just good enough, just not eating anything at all. I just won't eat anything at all. And then they'll surely have to accept me again. They'll surely change back into the best friend again. They'll surely change back into the partner again that I wanted. And then when they don't, we're let down again and again and again. And we're so desperate to try to find that answer. We're so desperate to try to find what concoction, what pairing will make them happy again. Because it hurts less to hurt ourselves, to change what we like, than it does to think that we don't have that best friend anymore. Than it does to think we don't have that partner anymore. Than it does to think that maybe that person wasn't even our best friend in the first place, that they weren't even our lover in the first place, that maybe the whole time we were being lied to or tricked or lying to ourselves. And that shit hurts. Because if we face that, then that means that we have to find a new friend. We have to find a new friend. We have to find a new table to sit at. We have to find a new person to tell our jokes to. And even if they don't like the vanilla ice cream, we still sat next to them every day and we shared that moment with them every day. And how could that all be a lie now? Now we are being forced to not only change friends, change tables, change the food that we like, but now we're forced to change our identity because now even if we left all of that, now there's a tainting that comes with liking vanilla ice cream. Even though there was nothing wrong with liking vanilla ice cream in the first place. There was nothing wrong with you in the first place. And that's what being in a toxic relationship is like, or in a toxic friendship, or in a toxic relationship with your parents. Any type of toxic relationship feels like that. You are the kid who's just eating your ice cream and you want so badly for that person to be who they are and eat their ice cream, but a bully is gonna bully. And so when you're beating yourself up, could I have done any more? Could I have changed this if I had just done that? The answer is no, because you can't make yourself so good that a bully's not gonna bully. Because someone who decides to be that person or they decide to change on their own. And the pain that we have to face of choosing ourselves so much that we say, you know what, fuck it. I love vanilla ice cream. I love yogurt. I love whatever the hell I love. And I love myself enough to say, dude, go find a new table. Go find a new friend. Go find somebody else to pick on. Because we think, oh, well, what if they change? What if they change the second that I say go away? But all we see is the facade that they create for the next person in order to lure them in, because nobody gets bullied by a true flat out bully. Bullies always start off as our best friend, as our parents, as our siblings, as our partner. And they start off that way because that's the only way that everybody knows that works. We are not attracted to people who are straight up evil. We are attracted to people who mirror the things that we need. And if you're a bully and that's your arena, you're really good at cutting people down. Well, the only way people get cut down is you cut their lifelines off. You cut off the things that they really like about themselves, which means you know what people really like about themselves, so you can highlight that in the first place. And that's how people get stuck with a lot of narcissists, because narcissists know how to highlight all your good traits. They know how to see exactly what gets you going. And then you find yourself so attached, like, damn, someone really sees me right now. Someone really knows who I am. Someone really appreciates these little things about me. But don't get too caught up, because that's the exact same thing that turns around at the end of the day and makes you feel like the worst thing about yourself. The most toxic people in the world don't shit on you for the things that you're bad at. They shit on you for the things that you're good at. And like I said, like I've used this example before, when I was in a very toxic relationship, I didn't know. With all the tools that I have, I didn't know, because it caught me so off guard, because my childhood wound wanted that love so badly. And you have to recognize your own part that you play in your own wounding. You have to recognize what mother wound, what father wound, what attachment wound do I have that's causing me to be attracted to this type of behavior. In the beginning, the love bombing, the affection, the all out, all over me. And for me, even though I had all these tools, I didn't recognize it because I still had that wound. And I'm so grateful that now I knew that I had that wound so I could heal it. And I needed to recognize that. So for me, it was like, even though I had all these tools, I was being fed this idea like this person loved everything about me. They loved my coaching. They loved the fact that I like to travel. They loved everything about me, right? But a year in, and it took that long. It took a year. It took 8 months to a year for these colors, for these blankets to start to unravel. Imagine how attached you get after 8 months, a year of perfection. And then all of a sudden, the masks start coming off. And then it was, oh no, you're a piece of shit. Oh no, you go to these poor countries where everyone's peasants. Oh, your clients are pieces of crap. You're not doing anything. You have no responsibility. You know, like imagine having over 500,000 followers and someone telling you that you didn't do anything good enough for the world. Imagine how low of a self-esteem you get when you've worked so hard your whole life for something. The only thing that you ever have, everything that your identity is attached to, and this person chooses to cut it down. That's what it's like sitting at the lunch table with someone you think is your best friend, and all of a sudden they start hating you for the thing you love the most. And you want so badly for that person to love you. You want so badly for that person to accept you that, you know what, you start saying, maybe they're right. Maybe they are right. Maybe, you know, I love them more than I love me. I love them. I think I love them more than I love me because they built me up so much. They fucking built me up so much that I'm willing to let go of whatever I built up for myself because what they're giving me is better than what I had. What I had going for myself, I mean, they made me so happy. How could my own love for myself be better than what they're offering me? No, they must be right. What I'm doing must be fucking terrible, awful. Doesn't matter what anybody else tells me because I put their opinion on a pedestal above mine and above all else. But that's the beauty about these situations because they never last. The music stops at some point where God sees the master that you're now worshiping and takes them off the pedestal for you. And when the pedestal is kicked out from underneath you, you have a rudest awakening of your life. That person was never a good friend to me. So why am I there? And then the self-blame starts. How could I be so stupid? I should have seen the signs. The red flags were there. So why couldn't I just walk away? Why couldn't I just choose myself? Because you had the wound that got you there in the first place. And you would have never seen the wound if you had never been in that situation. At some point, you got to let yourself off the hook. At some point, you have to get back to yourself and start saying, you know what? I made the choices I made with the best knowledge that I had at the time, and I will do better next time. But you cannot, do not blame yourself for not being able to change the bully. Because that was never your job. The only thing that was your job was to be yourself and find someone who wanted to be your best friend. Find someone who wanted to be your partner. Find someone who was capable of being your parent. So I hope that some people watching this, were able to help heal themselves a little bit from maybe the guilt that they've felt for being in these types of relationships, or you know, if you're stuck in that relationship right now, maybe give you some reassurance or some clarity that, you know, this situation is like the best friend and the bully type of situation. And it's always the people who we feel love us the most that have the most power to cut us down because we put them on a pedestal. And I'm saying take people down from their pedestals because at the end of the day, we're all human and we're all capable of sin. We're all capable of doing evil. We're all capable of doing things wrong. And it doesn't have anything to do with you. It has everything to do with where that person's at in their life at any given time. So take what you're getting and move forward with a grace that says, I'm going to learn from every lesson that I've been blessed with being given. The most painful things can become your most powerful things. And so some people are asking how you can watch this whole video. It's going to be posted on my Instagram page, but I'm also going to post them on YouTube. You can see all the past lives on YouTube. And you can see all of them on Instagram. The only thing with Instagram is it doesn't allow us to give it a title. So they all just like my face doing that. So anytime you see that, it's there. But I'm totally open to taking questions now for men's mental health if you want to post them down below. And before I start answering them, I do just want to let you know, if you're a man who needs support, you're a man who is kind of lost, you don't know where to go, the resources are abundant here for you. I have a men's group that meets every single Sunday and now Wednesday. Wednesday is just our for fun call where we get to know each other. And that community is open to you. Our call every single Sunday is a masterclass. And for anybody who DMs me the word first month, You can get all the master classes for $10. $10 a month. If you want to join the membership, you can DM me first month, and I'm pretty sure it'll give you a link to $10 to start the membership. And I want to see you there on Sunday. So anybody who wants to ask me a question about men's mental health, go ahead and put it below. My YouTube, link in bio, for anybody who wants that as well. Okay. Do you ever touch on attachment styles? I learned so much recently out of a painful breakup. 100%. We actually did a masterclass on attachment styles. There are 4 different attachment styles. Typically, men actually tend to be anxious, even though the most common thought process is avoidant. But men show up as avoidant, and usually women show up as anxious. And that cycle really attracts a lot of toxicity because one is always chasing the other, and it ends up in like a lot of heartbreak if you don't try to at least be secure. The Better Man membership on Sundays is at 11 a.m. EST. We're thinking about moving it earlier, but right now it's at 11 a.m. EST. This weekend is actually Jimmy. He's going to be talking about, how to properly set your goals for the rest of the year and taking us through a framework for that. Healing your inability to feel is a reason to listen to my podcast tonight at midnight, PST. Thank you, Elise, for all you do for men. Thanks for promoting on this. That's great. I'm glad that you have a podcast for that. Do you consider it grief when going through a hurtful divorce? Absolutely. You have to give yourself space to grieve, because when you're in a relationship and you become enmeshed with someone, you two become one, right? So your identity becomes not just of a single man anymore, or a single woman anymore. It becomes a married man with children, a married man with children who does X, Y, Z. So now you're grieving not just the relationship. Of course you're grieving the relationship, but usually you've already grieved the relationship. What you're grieving now is your identity. And the fact that you have to start all over again, not just with a relationship, but with where am I going to live? What are people going to think of me? How am I going to identify in public? I'm not wearing a wedding ring anymore. I don't have a wife with me anymore. How am I going to date in relationships? Are people going to judge me when I'm dating again? It's absolutely a grieving process whenever we break up in a divorce or a long-term relationship or anything like that. It's an identity shift. Would going through a grief class be crazy? Absolutely not. Go through whatever you need to go through. And you never lose out by having more information. You never lose out by having more information. Two years ago, I wanted in my life 2 women, and for the first one, I didn't know if she was single. When we met a few days after she told me that she was single after 2 months, I blamed her. I'm not sure I understand this question. Maybe I'm just tired, but I'm sorry, I don't understand. Do you find more women are divorcing more often and those women are menopausal? I mean, I don't have any numbers or statistics on that, so I really can't say. I think a lot of women are filing for divorce because we married in a very different type of concept. I think a lot of people don't do enough work before they get married. They're not mentally prepared. And since we're surrounded by so much divorce, people are just more apt to get divorced. They don't want to work on things. They want to work on things for a very short period of time. They don't allow space for people to grow. It's a very trigger happy society that we live in, where people get married and divorced and it's kind of like that's just what you do. Just reading the comments, guys, for questions. How do you feel doing this sort of work as a woman? Asking from a woman. I mean, I love working with men. Making that decision 4 years ago was the best thing I ever did. And men were the ones who were asking me for help. So, I feel like it was one of those everything happens for a reason moments. Advice for young men leaving within 2 to 3 years of a toxic marriage. Don't become 42 years. He's saying, advice for young men: leave within 2 to 3 years of a toxic marriage. Don't become 42 years resentful and miserable. Yes, I mean, give things time to work, but if for a prolonged period of time things just aren't working, you have to look at it and say, am I the only one trying? Am I the only one giving any effort? Am I the only one giving any grace? If someone's verbally abusing you, physically abusing you, it's not okay. And yes, it's hard to start over, but it's much harder to live your entire life and look back and be like, dude, did I even live? Did I even live my life? 14 years in a relationship. Should marriage be on the table? Relationship is unstable. Highs and really low lows. So my question is, why are you in such an unstable relationship for such a prolonged period of time? 14 years is almost 2 decades. So why is it that when marriage comes on the table, now you're questioning it? That makes me wonder if you were ever truly committed, ever truly invested. And you can be committed and loyal, as in you don't cheat on them, but are you truly committed as in your heart's all in? And that's also one problem I see with a lot of men today. And yes, we can say women too, but this is a men's page. A lot of men aren't committed enough. They're not committed enough to their purpose, to their passion, to their goals. They don't know where they're going in life, so they just kind of meander. And that's how you end up in these 14 years relationship. It's had high highs and low lows. You don't want to marry them because you feel like it's unstable. Why are you still there? You're not fully in and you're not fully out. What are you committing to? Like, what are you committing to in your life? And I'm sure the rest of your life reflects that. And this is not shame. This is to bring awareness. We need to bring awareness to where we're at. How do you help a friend that is in a toxic relationship when he keeps getting beat up for a 14-year difference? Well, you have to acknowledge that everybody, if they're an adult who can make their own choices. And you never want to rob someone of their rock bottom. Because sometimes feeling the pain is the only way that we get the motivation to change. So maybe you're actually prolonging the pain for them by trying to help. And you have to see what in you is driving you to want to help. Obviously, we want to help our friends. We want to be there for them. But we also just have to let them make their own choices and make their own decisions so that they can learn the lesson. Because if they're not able to learn the lesson, then they will never make the choices that they need to choose themselves. They will never be healthy enough to choose themselves. So thank you guys so much for asking these questions. I really appreciate it. I just want to say again, if you are looking to be surrounded by a group of men who want to see you feel better, do better, and be better every single Sunday, every single Wednesday, someone to support you, someone to push you forward, be mentored by me, be mentored by coaches and therapists, like doctors, everybody. I kind of invite everybody to come. And they come every single Sunday to mentor us, to create a masterclass, and it's all in the back end. We have like 30 plus masterclasses now on every single topic, ranging from masculine, feminine energy, attachment wounds, attachment styles, how to do better in the bedroom with sex. And we have a community where people are talking about their experiences in between. DM me the word first month, and you can get every single masterclass for only $10. You cannot beat that offer. And I want to offer it to you guys on this live. I only offer deals on these lives for the people who stay the longest, because I mean, first of all, I think a lot of people don't appreciate it. But second of all, it's something that will help benefit you. It's like a no barrier entry thing that you can do. So DM me the word first month so that you can get started on your healing journey. If you have to cancel, if you want to do something different, go ahead, but just get the masterclasses at least, and then join the community. Join us for every single Sunday that we're there. Okay, so, and if anybody is in the community here, tell them how awesome it is. I'm not sure if anybody's in here from there, but every single Sunday. And last night we just had our first middle of the week meetup where every guy was talking about his person. I wasn't even there. It was the guys bonding with the guys, and men need men so badly. Men need men who they can be vulnerable with, who they can feel like there's a mentor for them, who they feel like they can look up to and be friends with, not just be surface level, superficial friends. Contemplating Blue, he says it is worth it. Let me know which member you are. I love that. And if anybody wants a super special discount on the Better Man membership, the actual membership, send me a DM membership and we can go ahead and get you set up for the actual membership. I want to see you there every single Sunday. Okay, guys? Joel. How are you, Joel? I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you went to the last night. Is this open to women? It is not, but you can DM me and maybe we can set something up in the future. I appreciate you being open to that. You can buy I was going to say you could buy the masterclass access only. How do I know if I'm a narcissist man? Well, usually narcissists don't ask themselves if they're narcissistic because everybody else is the problem, not them. Many people do have narcissistic tendencies and traits, but very few people are actually diagnosable narcissistic. There's 9 traits that you have to display. I think at least 6 of them for a period of years before you can be diagnosed narcissist. There's a lot of hoopla on the internet about certain diagnoses, and we can get stuck down the Instagram rabbit hole about trying to diagnose ourselves or our ex, and it just leads to a big mess. So don't try to do that. If you really are concerned, go to a professional and they can diagnose you. This question says, my wife went to her ex to make peace with how they broke up after we were separated. I'm not sure what you're asking me with that, but it sounds like you're a little bit concerned. And that's a tricky one. It depends on the rules of your separation, and people have to do what they have to do. We cannot control them. Is recovery even real? Absolutely. I do not believe in the idea that you have to live with depression, live with anxiety, live with your misery. That's so crazy. You only have to live with what you choose you want to live with. And you can choose that you live every day of your life the best day of your life. For me, every day of my life is the best day of my life because I know I could die at any moment. I truly live like, dude, this could be the last time I do XYZ. And it makes your life so fulfilling. And I don't have any regrets because of that. So start living your life as if you don't have any time left. And then you'll see just how quickly your depression and anxiety is cured. When you start living like you don't have any time left, you see how quickly your anxiety and depression is cured, okay? When you break your leg, you're not thinking, oh my God, I'm so depressed. You're thinking, fuck, this is painful. Dude, you're thinking, I've got a painful right now. So when you realize that all you need sometimes is a distraction, an immediate, intense, and powerful distraction, you can start to see how you can snap yourself out of certain things. Emotions are not real. Emotions are guides. Emotions are momentary. It's us who choose to make them real. It's us who choose to make them live longer than they should. It's us who choose to make them our identity. Anxiety and depression should not be an identity. Your attachment style should not be your identity. Your horoscope sign should not be your identity. Okay? These are just little traits, little things that we can use as guides, but they are not who you are. When you figure out who you are, you stop feeling like you need to live up to these weird expectations and identities that, are just they're not real. You can choose exactly how you want to live, and you can see how easy it is. Click the free masterclass that I have in my bio, Emotional Self-Mastery for Men. I teach you exactly what's going on in the brain. And join the Better Man membership. It's $99 a month. You get 4 masterclasses. You get 4 meetups every week. You get a community in between. I can't imagine a better deal than that, dude. That's less than $25 a masterclass. That's literally so cheap. So literally sign up the link in my bio or DM me the word first month and get in there. I want to see you this Sunday when Jimmy's going to teach us how to walk through our goals for the entire year. If you've been slacking, if you've been saying no to yourself, if you haven't been doing what you need to do, you're just watching these live streams, watching the content and still feeling like, dang, why is my life not moving for me? It's because you're not moving for you. And we have to be real and we have to be honest with ourselves sometimes. Where are you not moving for you? Where are you not moving for you? And make the decision to say yes to you. I want to see some people join that membership tonight. DM me the word first month. I want to see you in there. I want to see some winners. I want to see some men who want to feel better, do better, and be better for themselves, for their communities, for the future generation of men who are coming up. I built this community so that you guys could change the way that men see the world. And I'm relying on you to be those men. I'm relying on you to be mentors. I'm relying on you to be leaders. I'm relying on you to show people what a gentleman is really like. I am relying on you. So don't let me down. Don't let the people around you down, because every single person in here is an influencer. You are going out into the world and you are influencing somebody, whether it's your partner, whether it's your child, whether it's your cousin or your brother or somebody at the supermarket. Somebody is seeing you and you're always leaving an impression. So what impression are you leaving behind? I'm relying on you guys to leave an impression behind that says, I'm a better man. I'm a better man than that. I'm a better man, not as a competition, but I'm a better man today than I was yesterday. and I'm going to be a better man tomorrow than I was today. That's the symbolism of the Better Man membership. That's the community that we're building. That's the community that we're bringing. That is exactly what's, going forward. And are the groups video chat? Yes, they are. You don't have to be on video if you don't want to, but everybody gets on video. We've had some OGs in there for like the last 7 months since the beginning. I mean, it's a very new membership. We have people in there just every week showing up. Some people live in Australia and they show up at like 2 a.m. That's crazy. But they do it because they are so committed to the mission. This is a mission, guys. If you're lost right now in your life, dude, some people are lost right now in their lives. Become a better man. I'll make you a brand ambassador. Become a better man. I'll make you a brand ambassador. You get people to join. I'll let you be in there for free. And wear the gear, wear the shirt, commit your life to something that makes you feel good. Commit your life to something that helps you inspire yourself and inspire others. Don't be lazy. Don't come up with excuses. Be someone who rises to the occasion. Be someone who rises to the challenge. Be someone who has integrity. Be someone who's a man who sticks to their word. Be someone who their friends, their family, their siblings can rely on. And then have a space to go at the end of the day that holds you. Holds you accountable, holds you when you're crying, holds you when you're vulnerable, and supports you when you don't have nothing left to give. That's what the Better Man membership is about. So DM me the word first month. I want to see you in there. You DM me first month, it's $10. And you have no barrier to entry with $10. Nothing is stopping you from spending $10. $10 is literally a Starbucks drink at this inflation and economy. Okay, I get it. So DM me the word first month or best. Okay? And I want to see you guys in there. I'll see you on Sunday. I love ya. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.